All right, everyone, let's dive into one of the most important polychrest remedies in our entire Materia Medica, Belladonna. You absolutely have to know this remedy inside and out. It's not only essential for acute prescribing in your future clinics, but it's also a high-yield topic that comes up again and again in competitive exams. So let's get started.
So here's our game plan. We'll start with the Belladonna constitution, the patient profile. Then we'll look at how this remedy presents in an acute state. After that, we'll cover the key physical symptoms, its relationships with other remedies, and its modalities. And to wrap it all up, we'll do a quick-fire exam revision and a little quiz to make sure this all sinks in.
First things first, we absolutely have to understand the Belladonna constitution. This gives us the foundational picture of the person this remedy is best suited for. Think of it as their baseline, their underlying predisposition, even when they're perfectly healthy. Now here we have the original text straight from Alan's Keynotes. I want you to pay very close attention to the specific words he uses: bilious, lymphatic, plethoric constitutions, and really notice that striking contrast in personality between being well and being sick, and of course the physical description.
Okay, so let's break that down. Plethoric basically refers to a full-blooded individual, someone who's prone to congestion. But honestly, the crucial point here, the thing you have to remember for your exams, is this dual nature. Lively and fun when they're well, but violently delirious when they get sick. This traumatic personality shift is a primary guiding symptom for Belladonna. It's a huge clue.
All right, let's look at another key part of this constitution, an extreme sensitivity. Notice the very specific triggers that are described in the text. This is where the gold is.
This right here is a classic keynote. The modality ailments from having the haircut is one of those strange, rare, and peculiar symptoms that should make a light bulb go off in your head. When you see that, you should be thinking Belladonna. This is a frequently asked question in exams, so please make a note of it. And remember, it's the head that's the most sensitive area.
So we've got the constitutional picture. Now let's see how this all manifests when the patient actually gets sick. When a Belladonna patient falls ill, the whole presentation is defined by three key characteristics: suddenness, violence, and delirium.
This quote, this is the absolute hallmark of Belladonna. The symptoms don't creep in gradually. No, they appear with incredible intensity, almost out of nowhere, and they can disappear just as abruptly. This characteristic suddenness applies to all of its complaints: fever, pain, you name it. The text here really paints a vivid picture of the mental state, doesn't it? We are not talking about a mild confusion. This is an active, violent delirium where the patient's behavior can be almost feral. It's intense. Now, a key comparison is made here with stramonium, and this is a vital point of differentiation for your exams. Both remedies have delirium and violence, for sure, but the flavor of the delirium is different. Belladonna's is often filled with fears of imaginary things: ghosts, monsters, animals. Stramonium, on the other hand, might present with more pure rage, a striking desire for light and company, and they can be incredibly talkative. Okay, let's proceed to the specific physical generals that are so characteristic of Belladonna. We're going to focus on the head, the abdomen, and the skin. These are really the primary spheres of action for this remedy. The Belladonna headache is a classic congestive type. The progression is very distinct. You see a rush of blood to the head, a flushed red face, and this violent throbbing of the brain and carotids. The modalities are diagnostically crucial. Any little thing makes it worse: noise, light, the slightest jar or motion. The only relief comes from firm pressure, like wrapping the head up tightly. And here is another one of those peculiar keynotes that is tested all the time. During an intense headache or maybe even a convulsion, the patient will actually try to bore their head into the pillow to find some relief. This is a very, very strong guiding symptom for the remedy. Moving on to the abdomen, we see the exact same theme: extreme sensitivity. Just notice the specificity of that modality. It's aggravated by the least jar, even something as small as the bed moving. The crucial point here is extreme sensitivity, what we call hyperesthesia. This isn't just mild tenderness. The patient cannot bear the slightest touch. And that modality, aggravation from the slightest jar, is so diagnostically significant. It often points towards acute inflammatory conditions like appendicitis, especially when you combine it with pain in the right ileocecal region.
Finally, let's talk about the skin. The Belladonna skin is hot. It's dry, and it radiates a burning heat that you can literally feel from a distance. The eruption is a smooth, shining, scarlet red. just like you'd see in a case of true Sydenham scarlet fever. A key characteristic to remember is the absence of perspiration, even with all that intense heat.
All right, let's synthesize all this information. We're going to look at the modalities, the factors that make symptoms better or worse, and Belladonna's relationship to other key remedies. This puts it all into a clinical context. This table gives you a fantastic summary. Look at the aggravations: touch, motion, jar, noise, drafts. It all goes back to that extreme sensitivity, right? Amelioration is found from rest and pressure. Now, most importantly, I want you to look at the relationships. Belladonna is the acute of calcarea carbonica. What does that mean? It means a person with a calcarea constitution can suddenly develop a Belladonna-type acute illness. And it also means that after Belladonna puts out the fire, you might need calcarea to come in and complete the cure. Okay, time to consolidate everything. This is our high-yield revision section. These are the absolute essential points you must know for your exams. Let's lock it in. I want you to remember the 3 Ds: delirium, dryness, and dilated pupils. Then there's the red thread that runs through all the symptoms: suddenness, violence, congestion, and burning heat. Make sure you know the characteristic headache, the abdomen symptoms, the skin, and, of course, its critical relationship as the acute of calcarea carbonica. Use this slide as your final revision checklist. We're now going to test your understanding with a multiple-choice question. It's based directly on the text we've covered, so think carefully and select the correct answer. Take a moment to consider the options. Which one of these modalities did the text really emphasize as a defining feature of Belladonna's abdominal pain? The correct answer is B, aggravation from the slightest jar. As we saw in the text, this extreme sensitivity is one of the most reliable and characteristic guiding symptoms for belladonna in abdominal pathologies. It's a real giveaway. So, to conclude, I'm going to leave you with a point for further study. Think about this. Aconite also presents with suddenness, violence, and high fever. In an acute case where both remedies seem indicated, what are the key differentiating factors? What about the mental state, the pulse, the skin? What would allow you to confidently choose between Aconite and Belladonna? Go back to your Materia Medica and really nail down that comparison. Keep up the great work.